It's time for The Frangie Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Hey, welcome into The Frangie Show. Hays Carlyon here. We've got JJ LaSelva, and Frank Frangie will be on around shortly. He is finishing up some business at the stadium, so we will have Frank hopefully in our next segment. But we got a lot of fun stuff to get to on The Frangie Show as the Jaguars continue to roll on. JJ, we're 13 practices in, getting close to about a week away from camp breaking, so it's getting close.
Saturday night.
Yeah.
I'll be here doing my duty, working the Jaguars game.
Yep, and we've got the kickoff show at 2:00. So Mia O'Brien and I will be down at Tailgaters. So please come by and say hello to us, and that's always a lot of fun. And yeah, it's great to be back in the stadium. And what an opponent! Seeing Kansas City roll in, and that their starters are going to be playing for the first quarter, according to Andy Reid. So it should be a lot of fun. And yeah,
I enjoy the new starters playing on week one. We were just talking about that on primetime. I don't know why that started or when that started. I guess last season, really.
It was when they went to this new model with
3 games.
Yeah, 3 and 17. And so, when you had 4, it was sort of, okay, starters will play in the second and third, but not so much in the first and fourth. And when they eliminated one of the games, then it became, okay, well, the first game kind of became the second, and down the line. Now it's interesting too, because joint practices have become so much more prevalent. So again, like Tampa Bay comes in next week, so they'll practice with the Jaguars Wednesday, Thursday, and then you're not going to see any Jaguar starters Saturday, because obviously they will have gotten their work
all week
in the joint practice, where coaches can obviously script, like Peterson and Todd Bowles will basically map out what they want to get accomplished, so they know
together.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
They'll have conversations, and this starts usually. I don't know specifically about this arrangement, but usually with coaches, they start having conversations like months out. So I haven't asked Doug about this one specifically. I'm sure we'll get to it next week, but yeah, usually it's months out. They have conversations about A, just do you want to do it? And then B, kind of what do we want to get across and how do we want to schedule it, so that, in the preseason game, you're not really needing to play your starters. You've already gotten the situational work that is important to you. So I think it'll be really fun for the new kickoff and seeing how much of that they do in the joint practice. And if it's any different than what we'll see Saturday night against the Chiefs from a Jags perspective. But
over under on how many. So preseason week 1 starts tonight.
Yeah.
So let's exclude the Hall of Fame game. How many over under 1.5? I'll set it. Return touchdowns this week.
I will say it's a great question. I'll say under.
Okay.
Because this is what I would be worried about. For one, I'm not sure how many teams are going to put their primary returner back there because of the risk of injury. So because of that, if you're the Jags, what Devin Duvernay can do. So I would not be surprised if he doesn't return kicks. Now, they have not said that, and he very well might. But it's something you have to kind of think about. Do you want to show it? Because the other part of it, too, is let's say Devin Duvernay breaks one for a touchdown against Kansas City. Well, any chance you had of Miami kicking to him probably just went out the window. So, it will be interesting. Doug Peterson did say today when he met with reporters prior to the practice that Keelan Robinson, the rookie who they drafted specifically for his return ability, is not going to be able to play. So, and they've talked about wanting 2 guys back there. So, it's going to be interesting to see how they handle it. My guess is Duvernay will be back there, but I could certainly understand if they were like, we're not going to put him in harm's way. So I would go under because of that. And I do think that there's still so much newness to it. I think the returners are still kind of trying
unsure of what they're going to
get their eyes right on it, because they've never seen it before. And so I will say for week 1, we might see 1, but I'd be surprised if it's multiple. But you're right. We've got 2 games tonight, Panthers, Patriots, and Lions, Giants. And then we've got a trio of games Friday. And then obviously Saturday is the huge day The Jaguars obviously play on Saturday, but so does the majority of the league.
I mean, if they have 2 this weekend, we're not going to see a kick return for the rest of the season.
Yeah, that's
honestly, like, it might just shoot the NFL in the foot by them trying to make more returns. If it's too easy, we're going to see even less, maybe.
I would agree, because I just think that the way it is set up, football coaches are going to be too afraid to enter into something where if a guy slips or doesn't fit the play like he should, it's a touchdown.
And it's not college football where these teams are scoring 35 a game.
That's the thing,
like,
too.
One touchdown is massive in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, if you score 28 points a game in this league, you're a juggernaut. In college football, that would be mediocre, with where the sport has gone. So possessions are at a premium. And so I ultimately think, yes, that the new rule will not lead to a substantial amount of kickoff returns, because I just think it's become, I think it's going to become too easy to return them for a touchdown. But we'll see. And, it will be fun to get into it, and we'll get our first look, obviously, Saturday night in terms of live action with the Jags. And then the joint practices, I think, will be really interesting as well. One thing that I wanted to get to in this first segment, we've got an interview with Ronald Darby from today, but just sort of talking about the guys that they're not the stars, but they're not even like the ascending players. They're not like the year 2 guys that maybe haven't done anything yet and you're hoping for. These are like the glue guys. These are the guys that you're just hoping aren't an albatross for you. And I'll be honest, when they signed Ronald Darby, I was kind of like, well, I think we talked about it. Like, they're going to draft a corner in the first round, because that is such a hole opposite Tyson Campbell. And they didn't. They waited until the 3rd round. They took Jarian Jones. And, I said that that would be a real concern for me if I would expect Jarian Jones to beat out Ronald Darby. But I'll say this, Ronald Darby has had a really strong training camp. I mean, to the point where I really don't even think we're still a month out, but I don't think there's much of a battle. I mean, I think it's Tyson Campbell on one side and Ronald Darby on the other. And it's a credit to Ronald Darby for how fast he's picked up everything. And, and it speaks to his savvy. Look, he's 30. He turns 31 January 2nd. So, he obviously has played a great deal of football. The former Florida State standout. He's been in the league since 2015. So, but he's kind of the glue guy. Like, you're not expecting Ronald Darby to have anything close to like a Pro Bowl year, and that's fine. He just can't be a problem for you. So as you start kind of going through the roster, they don't have a ton of those guys because of where they are in their build. They either have established kind of players getting to their prime that they've paid. They have a couple of prominent older players, but that have had big time careers, like Brandon Sheriff, Mitch Morse, that are older but are still relied upon to be kind of upper echelon players. They've got a slew of kids on the rookie contract that are trying to either, find their way and improve off of what they've done or make a name for themselves. I mean, that list is 20 deep. They don't have a lot of guys that I would say are like in Ronald Darby's position, where he's never really been a star, but to his credit, he's 30 years old and still playing professional football. And when you look at it, it's one of those things that if those few guys that they have are able to give you something like Roy Robertson Harris, I would kind of put in there. He's not as old as Darby, but he's a guy that he's not a superstar, and he didn't just arrive. He's been here a few years, signed as a free agent from Chicago, but he's a guy that isn't generating a lot. He's not a big talking point. Roy Robertson Harris is here, and he's going to be on the team and things like that, and his role may be reduced somewhat with the arrival of Eric Armstead, assuming he ever sees the field. And so, it's interesting where Ronald Darby kind of is in it. So anyway, had a chance to catch up with him today and really enjoyed it. So here's my interview from earlier today with Ronald Darby. We are pleased to be joined with Jaguars cornerback Ronald Darby here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Man, it's great to see you. How you doing?
Doing good. Just, making the days count.
Yeah. How's your family doing? Everybody good? Enjoying Jacksonville?
Yeah, everybody enjoying it, loving it. Great weather, great area.
Yeah. And you got a little bit of a homecoming yesterday with the Knowles being in town. How cool was that, being able to see some of your, guys? I know things have changed, but good to see your alma mater out there.
There was some people still on the staff and stuff that was there when I was there, so it was great to see them. And just see, my college. I was surprised to hear that they was here, so it was great to see that.
That's awesome. Ronald, it seems like you're having an outstanding camp. How do you feel like it's gone for you so far?
I feel like it's going good. I'm tough on myself, so, there's always room for improvement. So, I'm just continuing to just get out there, work on my technique, work on my eyes, work on playing the ball, work on being in the right position, work on the play calling, it's all the stuff you need to work on to be ready for week one.
What strides have you seen over these last 3 weeks in your game?
Just how comfortable I am, me knowing the playbook, me and being able to line up faster, me understanding what's going on, route recognition, just things like that.
Was it pretty easy for you to digest what Coach Nielsen is looking for?
Yeah. His scheme, he got a great scheme. It's not that difficult, term-wise and stuff for corners. You just got to go out there and do your job.
What's been your impression of the overall talent of the roster? Because obviously you've played in some obviously world-class teams.
We got great players, guys that can run, young guys come out ready to compete every day, high energy, so it helps you. Days you feel like you tired or a little down, they help bring you up, and vice versa.
Is it exciting that the Chiefs will play the starters as well for a quarter to at least get, a feel from an offense that operates usually at a pretty high level? It gives you a great look. They got a great offense. They know what it takes to get things done, so it'll be good for us to get out there, move around, line up against, different people for once and go out there and compete. What kind of savvy nuances of the game have you been able to pass on to younger players like Tyson and Andre and Jarian?
Just, how I play my off technique, certain things I look at, route recognition, and they've been able to help me with some things too. Like they know a lot. They know a lot of ball.
When you break the huddle, what's sort of the first thing that you are keying on a routine play?
Just the formation. Like the formation could tell you a lot. And it'll help you, get ready for what you think is going to happen and what to expect.
It seems like that defensive front is performing very well. Josh Hines-Allen, Trayvon Walker, Devon Hamilton. Obviously, you guys don't have Eric yet, but he'll be joining you guys shortly on the field. Do you feel like that defensive front can make that rush cover component really effective for you guys? Yeah,
we got numbers up front. It'll help us a lot. We got some guys that could get after it, that's hungry, that could run, aggressive, could play. It's a blessing to have guys up front like that. It help make our job easier.
Are you excited about your role? I mean, when you signed here, obviously you didn't know what they might do in the draft, and there was talk of a first-round corner and things like that. And now is where we're about a month away from the opener, and it seems like you've done a great job of solidifying your spot.
I mean, I always been able to play. It's just my injuries is what came in the way of things. You look back, I've been an outstanding corner in this league for years, so I'm never worried about what an organization or a team want to do. You just got to worry about yourself and be grateful that they've reached out and want you as a player. It's always a blessing to be in the league,
Ronald Darby, thank you so much for your time. Pleasure meeting you, and certainly best of luck to you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate Ronald Darby's time, and again, it's great to hear him talk with that kind of confidence because that's how it's played out. This is his 6th team in 9 years. So what a success story it would be if Ronald Darby is able to put together some fantastic years here for the Jaguars.
Yeah, it certainly is. Good job.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
How you doing?
Nice to very, very doing great. Had a little business down at the stadium, but got here as quick as I could. And your take on Darby was dead on. Everything I thought the same thing. They signed him, said, okay, that's a kind of an insurance policy. If they're not where they want to be at corner, then he'll be their corner. And but they'll keep addressing it. He's had maybe as good a camp as anybody out there. I mean, he how many guys are at camp? 90? Is it 90? He might be having as good a camp as anybody in the 90. He's really been good. So I don't think there's much question about who the two corners are. I think this. So I think you kind of outlined that when I was driving over, that nobody was sure, and then you've watched it too.
He has been absolutely a very pleasant surprise.
Yeah,
and he's a great story.
Yeah, and he's an FSU guy. He's a guy from around here. So when the guys from around here do well. So, all right, we got a lot to do. Thanks for kicking it off. JJ, how we doing in there? You good?
I am.
You good? We got a lot to talk about. We'll talk some Jaguar football. We're 2 days away.
I know.
We're 2 days away from football's back. Have you heard?
It's the next time we see the Jaguars, it will be in the stadium to play the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's right. So we'll talk some Jaguar football. We'll talk about the NFL. You talked about a couple games tonight. I got some interest in JJ. JJ might have hit it. Someone brings one back tonight.
Yeah.
It may be Touchback City.
Right.
You know, I got to tell you, I was in the building and I was back with the coaches, and I bumped into Heath Farwell.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Heath. You know Heath very well. He's great.
I mean, not very well.
Great guy. I know Heath pretty well. He's, hey man, how you doing? I said, I'm good. How are you? He says, I don't know. He said, yeah, it's interesting. I said, dude, you're the one that's got the stuff. He says, trust me. He said, that's why I said interesting.
Yeah, we really don't know anything about special teams coaches, but this season really separates you're going to tell who the good ones are.
And he's a regular guy, JJ. He's laid back, and I hadn't seen him. I really hadn't seen him to talk to him since camp started. So it's the first time I saw him. And he had his big grin on his face, and he said, we'll see. I mean, we'll see. There's 32 special teams coaches who are going to answer that the same way.
Yeah. It is cool, I will say, when Heath has met with media since the rule was implemented, he does have that genuine, well, we'll see. We're working on it. I can tell some coaches are like, oh, we've got it handled. And, don't. Well, and he's very much, we're all learning this, and it's a massive challenge. And you stay awake, thinking of little things like, what have we missed? What have we not thought about? But yeah, for special teams coordinators, this has been the worst off season of their careers.
Yeah, and he in the hallway, he was the same way. In the hallway, it was like, well, and they're trying. We watched. They worked on it today, and it was fun watching them work. And we did the best we could to kind of explain it. So we'll talk about it. We got a lot of things to get to today. A lot of Jaguar talk, a little college football talk. Who's going to be in the playoffs? Who's going to be in? Who are the 12? Yeah, I mean, I got a thought or two about the 12s. We'll certainly get to that coming up. Nick Foles is going to retire. I got a thought about Nick Foles that I'm going to. That may not be a popular take, but I'm going to make it anyway. So the thought about Nick Foles. Shockingly, the Chicago White Sox fired their manager.
Yeah, who saw that?
Who saw that
coming?
After
a win.
Yeah.
After a win.
How hilarious.
Yeah. And by the way, you're never going to convince me that suddenly Pedro Grifol is a terrible manager. He's a new manager. But who was going to manage that team? Yeah. Casey Stengel does it. But what, by the way, wasn't Casey Stengel the manager when the Mets lost 120? Why do I think that?
I don't know.
Is that not right?
And you might very well be right.
Yeah, I maybe I've lost my mind. I don't know, but
I will say the Jaguars almost fired Gus Bradley after a win, but they blew it late. And,
I remember that.
And they lost.
Fired, but they were going to fire him that day.
Yeah, so,
it was Casey Stengel.
Yeah, I mean Casey Stengel was the manager of the team that lost 120. Probably wasn't him. So anyway, we got a lot of things to talk about today on the program. We'll start with some Jaguar talk. A good practice today. Got a lot of thoughts. Like Hays said, that's the last time we'll see them practice. Next time we see them, they'll be in full regalia, as it were, and playing the Kansas City Chiefs. Starters versus starters, a lot to talk about. Glad you're with us on this Thursday. Our Thursdays are 2 to 4 now, always brought to you by our friends at Stanley Pools. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Now, a 1010XL Summer Olympic Update brought to you by USAPark.net Airport Parking.
Westwood One Sports presents this special update on the 2024 Summer Games, sponsored by Westin Hotels and Resorts. Find wellness at Westin. Spurred by the home crowd, France will play for gold in men's basketball. Le Bleu holding off Germany 73-69. Isaiah Cordonier put up 16 points, including 2 clutch free throws in the final seconds in his only trip to the line. The San Antonio Spurs' next star, Victor Wembanyama, adding 11 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 blocks. The French will meet the winner of Team USA and Serbia. They tip off next hour. The U.S. unbeaten in Paris. They've won all 4 of their games by at least 17 points, including a 26-point win over Serbia in their opener. Women's water polo semifinals. The U.S. leads Australia 3-2 late first half. Maddie Musselman converting an early penalty shot, her team leading 10th goal of the tournament. With this Summer Games update, I'm Ted Emmerich, Westwood One Sports.
Wellness means something different to each of us. And at Westin Hotels and Resorts, we believe every step is an opportunity to enhance your well-being. Whether it's guided group runs and workout gear on demand, or nourishing food options and restorative rest in our heavenly bed. When you travel, you can find wellness at Westin, one of 30 hotel brands in the Marriott Bonvoy portfolio. Find wellness at Westin.
What's wrong?
My travel rewards card didn't earn enough miles for my vacation.
Are you crying? Are you crying because of that other credit card?
Uh-huh.
Well, switch to the Capital One Venture card. Venture lets you redeem miles on any travel purchase.
Really?
Yep, and you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every single day. The Capital One Venture card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hey, sports fans, this is Hays Carlyon from MyBookie. Are you ready for the ultimate college football season? Using MyBookie's sportsbook and casino platform, you can bet on every game and win anytime, anywhere, straight from your mobile device. No app needed. Just sign up at MyBookie.com and you're ready to rock. No matter who you're rooting for, there's no better way to experience the season than having action on the games. When you know your team well, it's an easy way to take advantage of props like team win totals or early picks for playoff contention. Last year, MyBookie had some of the best odds on the market for the Wolverines to win the championship, and Michigan bettors who backed their squad saw a 10% return on their wager. These type of bets highlight why it's worth it to lay an investment before the season begins. Lock your futures in now while you're waiting for the season to begin and use promo code 1010XL to claim a bonus up to $1,000 on that first deposit. That's promo code 1010XL to start the season with house money. Don't ever miss out on the action. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere. Only with MyBookie.
Hey folks, if you're looking for an automobile, this summer happiness is a brand new Chevy. Like a new Chevy Silverado from Nimnick Chevrolet. This month, you can save up to $10,000 off a new Silverado. For well-qualified buyers, you can get rates as low as 1.9% financing on all new Silverado 1500 models. With the largest inventory on the ground, outstanding cash incentives, and the best price guarantee, your perfect truck is waiting for you at Nimnick Chevrolet. Now remember, Nimnick will always give you top dollar for your trade, and for a limited time, up to an additional $2,250 in trade assistance. What a great deal that is! And ask about our demo models for even deeper discounts. Shop online 24/7 at nimnickchevy.com or visit the dealership, conveniently located at the corner of Park and Cassett. Who's got more new Silverados at the best prices? Nobody but Nimnick.
Meet Cheryl.
Hey.
She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
The hottest trend in casual dining has expanded in Jacksonville with its 5th location off 103rd. The Flame Broiler serves up protein-packed rice bowls. It's fast, healthy, and affordable. Order online at flamebroilerusa.com or visit any of our 5 locations. Flame Broiler, simply healthy.
This is Chelsea with Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. Here's what people are saying about working with us.
Installers were professional, courteous, and efficient.
Great customer service. On time, explained the process, and walked me through the installation. Amazing team.
Our experience with Renewal by Anderson was outstanding from the beginning to end.
Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit rbafla.com.
License number CGC 1527613.
Renewal by Anderson, custom windows and doors.
Pull up a chair at the table for some Saturday afternoon sports talk with Compton and Company.
So you want to talk about this or what?
Join Compton and Company noon to 2 Saturdays for more conversation about the teams you care about most.
I have questions. I need answers.
On 1010XL.
Ever wonder how you can transform your living spaces into captivating works of art? At First Coast Lighting and Fans, they offer a huge selection of high-quality products to match your desire for elegance, quality, and uniqueness. Visit their showroom on Phillips Highway at the Avenues and step into a world of quality without compromise. Discover the difference that locally owned expertise makes and let them help you experience the transformation from average to extraordinary. At First Coast Lighting and Fans.
Pickett here. Brace for hurricane season with our friends at Rhino Shield. Their home exterior coatings withstand 96-mile-per-hour wind-driven rains, keeping your home safe and dry. Rhino Shield's advanced ceramic technology also helps keep your home cooler and reduces your energy bill. This summer, take advantage of their 30% off, 0% interest financing offer, plus a 25-year warranty. Call Rhino Shield, 414-4868. That's 414-4868 for a free estimate, or visit rhinoshieldjax.com. That's rhinoshieldjax.com.
When all you have is a hammer, everything is a nail. I'm Dr. George Bari, and like me, I know you have been bombarded with PRP and stem cell treatments from companies that promise the world and charge prices to match. Or the surgeon that convinced you the only way to treat your injuries through surgery. At Bari Orthopedics, we offer the best PRP treatment on the market with prices that won't cost you an arm and a leg. We also have the expertise to treat your injury surgically, if that is what it entails. We can discuss all surgical and non-surgical options with you and make sure you get the best treatment available. Come see me, Dr. George Bari, at Bari Orthopedics.
Mark Watson here to tell you a little bit about hardballcreative.com. It's your online promo haven with thousands of ideas on how to promote your company. We're open 24/7, 365.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and it is hot out there. You know that, Greg, but Honda has a plan for you on or off the road.
They do. There are a ton of Honda scooters, Honda mini motos, great for the beach. Also get you out in the woods with a Honda side-by-side. Plenty to do and stay cool.
Yeah, four-wheelers, and you can trick them out.
We can. From stereo systems to big builds, we do it all.
Everything's there for you to see. CyclesofJacksonville.com online or on Atlantic near Regency. Check out Cycles of Jacksonville.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
And we thank our friends from Stanley Pools every Thursday. They've been doing pools since 1988. My goodness, they do a great job. It's not just pools. It's enclosures. It's pavers. It's anything you really want in your backyard, and they do it all. They don't sub it out now. They do their work themselves. Greg Stanley and his company, they do such a good job. Proud to be a spokesman for Stanley Pools, and I have for a long time. So always a Stanley Pools Thursday around here. Frangie and Carlyon, JJ LaSelva with you. Jag talk, Gator talk, all kind of NFL talk we'll get to today. As well. So a lot of things to get to today on the program. I thought the last couple days were really good practice days. Did you feel that way?
Yeah.
Now, I thought it's in terms of just watching for us to tell kind of how they're doing it. I've got a better feel for how they're going to deploy. Now that's not our place to say that, nor will I. But on Saturday you'll know because you'll have an idea who's playing where and who's doing what. But I think I see two or three things. Number one, the veterans have found a rhythm. You know, usually you can have some clunky practices here. I think the veterans have found a bit of a rhythm. They have good veterans. They have good veterans. But slowly but surely, I see the game slowing down for the young guys. It's really slowed down. I've said this before to you. It's really slowed down for that trio of and don't be surprised if they're all pretty damn good players. But that trio of Tank Bigsby, Parker Washington, and Brenton Strange that all came in last year, all offensive skill guys, all guys with real promise. I think the game's. Am I overstating this? They look like totally different guys to me.
Trevor Lawrence raved about Parker Washington today, and he wasn't asked directly about Parker Washington. It was just sort of a question about, who are some of the other receivers that have stood out to you. And Trevor started off by saying, "Well, I don't want to start naming names because I'll leave somebody out." And then he stopped himself and he was like, "But Parker Washington's been unbelievable.
Man, has he been good? He's a different guy. I mean, he looks like an NFL player. I'm not sure he looked like an NFL player last year. He looked like an NFL rookie trying to find his way last year. Mm-hmm. He had fumble, drop passes. Boy, does he look good to me. Tank Bigsby, you get the same sense on Tank?
He's looked great.
Great.
I mean, absolutely. Now it's, again, you worry about, he looked great last year, and then we got to the regular season and it fell apart for him. But yeah, I mean, all you can go off of is how he looks currently. He looks great currently.
Yeah, so
and Brenton Strange has caught a lot of passes in camp.
Yeah, now he's not. He doesn't jump off the page as much. They're just not throwing. They don't throw him the ball as much, and they're not going to. There's only so many tight end passes to go around, and you've got one of the best pass catching tight ends in the league. So you're not going to throw it much to your other tight end. So, but yeah, I think the light's really gone on from those guys.
I think, yeah. I mean, I think in looking at it, if Parker Washington can hit for them, then that puts them in a great position, because we've talked about even having taken Brian Thomas in the first round, and obviously he'll be fairly cheap. But with adding Christian Kirk and Gabe Davis, and you can't just be reliant at that position. You've got to find some homegrown talent. And if they're right on Parker Washington, then not only do you have them this year, but you have them for 2 more seasons at a penance. I mean, very inexpensive rookie contract. So that would be worth its weight in gold as these higher numbers start to come in. If you've got a player that you can count on to be productive that is on a very cheap rookie deal.
And if all this pass catching stuff can come together, Hays, if you have between Christian Kirk and Evan Ingram and what I think Parker Washington might be, you've got 3 guys that can really work the middle of the field. Crossing routes, balls between the hash, balls where you're actually facing the quarterback, not running away from the quarterback. That mid-range game, if you will. But that mid-range game doesn't work if you can't stretch the field. And watching now, Brian Thomas is fast. I mean, he's freaking fast now. He if he can figure out getting off jams, being more physical, changing gears, which NFL, he can run. And I'm seeing today and yesterday, I saw some stuff from Gabe Davis I had not seen before. Toe tapping, catching the ball in his hands. Have you noticed some of that?
Yeah,
not just go routes. So if Gabe Davis and Brian Thomas can stretch the field like they hope, that mid-range game, those crossing routes, I'll tell you this: if anybody had, there's all kind of categories, right? The analytic people have loved categories. If there was a category for best combination slot guy and tight end, now no one's got that category, But right. I mean, if I just could create a category, who's got the best 1-2 punch of, forget outside guys, forget deep run, the best combination of slot receiver and tight end, and you got Christian Kirk and Evan Ingram, who's got that?
It'd be very high.
Yeah. I mean, not many people have that. So we'll see if that winds up happening. I'm wondering if the light continues to go on for Mason Smith. Because he's out there.
He's been good.
Jordan Jefferson hadn't been able to practice,
right?
So you can't see him. But Mason Smith, again, I'm not going to tell you which group he's running with, but I would watch for 94 when you're at the ball game on Saturday night. I'd watch for 94. I'd get
Patrick Mahomes better watch for 94.
Yeah. And I tell you, I'm not sure Mason Smith impacts the sport or impacts the Jaguars a whole lot first 5-6 games, because what young defensive line, and Aaron Donald would tell you this, Chris Jones would tell you this, Jeffrey Simmons would tell you this, when you get into the league, those veteran guards have tricks that you haven't even seen. That 31-year-old guard with a beard that has been in the league for 10 years, that played at Iowa and is 6'5", 312, and has done it forever. And he now has 3 kids, and he's retiring in 2 or 3 years. That guy's all over the league.
And he'll lose 80 pounds.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. And he'll retire. But that guy's great point. But that guy's all over the league. And that guy knows more tricks than you can imagine. He's got stuff up his sleeve, and you have to figure out that stuff up their sleeve before you become a good player inside. And all the defensive tackles. It's different with edges and offensive tackles. That's just athleticism on athleticism. Now, pass rush moves matter, but those interior guys, they have the tricks. Some are dirty, some are clean, some are dirty. They have the tricks to the trade.
And they know what is a penalty and what isn't a penalty.
Yeah,
what can I get away with?
The guard version of Jason Kelce. The guard version of Jason Kelce and the center version of Jason Kelce, which is what he was. So we'll talk about that. But I think the light has gone on. I can't wait for Saturday night. I can't wait to get a feel for what we're going to see.
So it really will be fun. I mean, for that first 45 minutes, that they're out there, that will be a lot of fun.
All right, we'll take a break. We got headlines coming up after this. We'll talk some college football in the next hour. A lot to do. We're here till 4 o'clock. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Hey, it's Matt Hays, and there's nothing quite like the ease and breeze of First Coast summers. Unless, that is, you have a clogged drain or your hot water heater doesn't work. But that's where the experts at Fenwick Home Services have you covered. Fenwick offers 24/7 same-day service and can fix any plumbing problem you have. With free same-day estimates and guaranteed repairs, the pros at Fenwick Home Services get the job done right and get it done right the first time. You can also save on future emergencies with $50 off any repair. Click it or call day or night. FenwickHomeservices.com.
15,000 workers. I'm Brian Rose from Remedy Staffing. We survey 15,000 blue-collar workers each year to better understand what drives quality and dependability in our workforce. The survey shows when looking for a new job, the initial pay rate, job security, and safety while working are the most important factors for hourly workers. If you're an employer and would like to learn more about the voice of the blue-collar worker, please call us at 904-528-1933.
Integrity, persistence, and standing up for victims. It's what you want in a personal injury case, and what my friend and lawyer Glenn Cohen brings to every case for over 40 years. Call Glenn at Barnes, Cohen & Sullivan.
The 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris feature incredible athletes, and it's the third time the Olympics will be held in Paris. If you're planning to attend, USAPark.net Airport Parking salutes your support of our American athletes. So no matter where you're going, whether you're traveling to the Olympics to support our athletes or just visiting Grandma, remember to park at USAPark.net.
It's the Sporting Jax Soccer Hour. Join Cole Pepper, Mauricio Ruiz, and Becky Burley as they discuss the latest in the world of soccer, including Sporting Jax bringing pro men's and women's soccer to Jacksonville. Mondays at 6 on 1010 a.m.
Homeowners, good news for you. Accent on 4. Listen up. Loan Pronto now has mortgage rates that start with a 4. Prosser here. It's true. Mortgage rates have plummeted. So low, we haven't seen them in a long time. If your current rate is over 6%, you can dump it and lower your house payment big time. Loan Pronto just locked in a homeowner at 4.99% APR. So whether you got your loan last week, last month, or last year, it's time to call Loan Pronto. Even if you're in process with another lender, stop now. Call Loan Pronto. Ask about their zero-cost rate reduction home loan. You can lock in a lower rate with no closing costs in a matter of days, with almost no paperwork and usually no appraisal. And if you act now, you can even skip your next 2 house payments. Call now. Loan Pronto can give you a rate quote in minutes with no hard credit pull and no upfront fees like those other guys. Call 904-999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Call 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Owner approved credit, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality product and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Jaguars fans, the 2024 NFL season is just around the corner, and we can't wait for you to be back at the bank. Your Jacksonville Jaguars are starting off the preseason going head-to-head with the Kansas City Chiefs Saturday, August 10th. Be at the bank as the Jags take the field.
The Jaguars have won it!
You won't want to miss a second of the action. Grab your tickets for the 7 p.m. kick by going to jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you there.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Multi-unit hair grafting is now available at IHRS and can give you 3 times more hair in one procedure over a traditional hair transplant.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
You can grow your hair back with this exclusive new procedure. Call for a free evaluation. Call IHRS 904-777-IHRS 777-IHRS 777-4477.
Navy Mutual was created by service members for service members, so we know what it means to serve. Our policies have no active duty service restrictions, so you can rest assured that you're covered no matter your duty station. home or abroad. To go even further, we promise that premiums will not be higher for those who serve in dangerous environments, including aviation, diving, or on deployments. Let us help you protect those you love the most. Learn more at NavyMutual.org.
Pick it here for Bout 9 Associates, where you'll find Jacksonville's most esteemed eye doctors at each of their locations. After being selected for one of the most competitive ophthalmology fellowships in the world, Dr. Frank Bowden is frequently called upon for his expert opinion. He is currently one of the few cornea and external disease specialists in the area and the founder of Bout 9. Visit Bout 9 Associates today and experience the difference. Bout 9 Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Safety Terrell Edmonds had some high praise for his head coach Doug Peterson, comparing him to some other great coaches in the NFL.
Man, you know, they all just talk about winning football. A common theme when you're going around great coaches, people that love the game, it's just all about winning. It's not so much about winning your conference or doing anything like that. We're always talking about the Super Bowl. You're not staying small-minded. You're thinking about the big picture, and you know it's one game at a time.
JTA Game Day Express is back. Save on gas and avoid parking hassles as the Jaguars take on the Kansas City Chiefs this Saturday. Let them do the driving with multiple locations around town and passes starting at just $10 on the MyJTA app. To learn more, visit jtafla.com. I'm Max Fink with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hays' Headlines, presented by Harrell & Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hays Carlyon.
Welcome back to the Frangie Show. We've got Frank Frangie, JJ LaSelva. I'm Hays Carlyon. Thank you to our friends at Harrell & Harrell. If you're injured, give them a call, 251-1111. That is who you need to put your trust into. Great people, Harrell & Harrell, 251-1111. Okay, Frank, Jaguars practice number 13 is in the books, which means camp is about over. Boy, that was quick.
It was quick, and I can't. And I told you this a segment ago. I can't find much I don't like. If there's one thing you don't like, too many guys got hurt. The worst injury, I think, is Dewey. I think he's a big part of that football team. I really think Andrew Wingard really is a big part of the team. And we don't know how long it's going to be, but certainly when it happened, the impression was that it'll be a while. And so I think that one bothers me. Other guys have nicked. Some young guys haven't been able to play yet. Jordan Jefferson and Keelan Robinson, it's hard for coaches to know what they've got because they haven't seen them. Hopefully Ventrell Miller, I think, is a big part of the rotation at linebacker and get that hand right. But other than the injuries, I like what I've seen. I can't wait to see how that plays out in a football game against a very good football team who by all accounts seems like their starters are going to play, so it'll be fun.
Absolutely. Doug Peterson met with reporters prior to the practice and did do an injury update. Deshaun Dixon, the talented edge rusher, is unfortunately done for the season. Tore his ACL in practice the other day. Was really pushing for a roster spot there is the Jaguars search for some depth beyond Josh Hines-Allen, Trayvon Walker, Eric Armstead. So hard to see that for Dixon. The team did sign defensive end Breland Speaks just about 30 minutes ago to replenish the room as best they can. Speaks, a former second-round pick in 2018. In terms of Saturday night's game, Peterson did rule out Anton Harrison and Ezra Cleveland, so a couple starters off that Jaguars offensive line will not be available against the Chiefs. As you mentioned, Keelan Robinson is out, and Darnell Savage will be held out as well. Not a surprise. He's been in non-contact jersey throughout training camp.
Yeah, I think a lot of those guys are probably okay. My gut tells me if there was a regular season game, if the Dolphins game was, and I don't know this, I'm guessing, just trying to read the tea leaves, but I'm guessing if it was a regular season game, Eric Armstead, Ezra Cleveland, and Darnell Savage would play in the game. And again, they haven't said that, and I don't know that I'm right about that, but if I was guessing, I would guess that.
Play calling gate rolls on. As Doug Peterson says today, Press Taylor will call the plays Saturday against the Chiefs. He remains non-committal on who will call the plays during the regular season. Doug Peterson did add, this was interesting, that Press Taylor will be moving from the booth to the sideline to get more of a feel. Trevor Lawrence responded in great fashion at his press conference saying, I don't really care where Press is. Kind of some funny stuff going on today with the Jaguars in regards to that. But interesting still that Doug Peterson, whether it's gamesmanship or whether he just still is uncertain of the path he's going to take, we still don't really know who's going to be calling the plays against the Dolphins.
Yeah, I think people in that building would tell you they think that's way overrated out of the building. That's my opinion. I think Doug, Press, Trevor would tell you that there's not a significant difference. That doesn't mean there's not any difference. I'm not naive. But I would think they would tell you there's not a significant difference. And you know what? You don't have to show your hand. Right now, Press is going to call the plays Sunday or Saturday. He's going to be on the sideline doing it. That is interesting, by the way, because I've talked to play callers that are both. Larry Fedora could not stand being on the sidelines. He just couldn't. He told me, and he was a very good play caller, he could not see the field. He said he had to be in the box because it was hard for him to call the plays when he couldn't see the field in full view. Steve Spurrier said he would never do it because he needs to be next to his players and next to his quarterback. And I've talked to a lot of both, and it's about 50-50 of what people would rather do.
Yeah, we were talking about that, and it is sort of a mixed bag in the league in terms of how the coordinators go about their business. So yeah, it's a personal preference, and we'll see if this works out for Press Taylor. But it will be interesting to see him on the Jaguar sideline, not up in the press box in the coaches' booth. Let's get it to Trevor Lawrence. We mentioned that Trevor Lawrence spoke after practice. He had a great comment about Travis Etienne, and JJ has that for us.
He's looked great. I'm just excited every year. I mean, he's just gotten better and better. I think as far as just his vision and his discipline in the run game, he's taken even another step. I thought he took a huge step last year, and this year's even better. His hands out of the backfield and just his route running, honestly. I mean, he's done a great job of just getting open and really expanding what he can bring to the table for our offense. I mean, he's not just a guy that we're going to run the ball, get him on the perimeter and some of the run game and get him in space. He really is a guy that's a threat down the field now, and I feel like that's only going to help him, one, get the ball more, and only going to help our offense become more explosive because now you truly have a fifth guy to defend in the passing game. So I think it's going to be really good for us, really good for him. Obviously, that's going to help. Travis is a guy you want to get in space as much as you can. I think being able to do that in the passing game is easier than always trying to find it in the run game. That can be a little harder. And even on his body throughout the season, take some miles off of him too. So I think all the way around, it's been a really great training camp for him. He's looked good. Every year I've said it, but it's the best I've seen him look. I said that last year, and he looks even better this year, so I'm excited for him.
If Travis Etienne can stay healthy, he is going to have a huge year.
He's one of the best backs in the league. I said that, and people looked at me like I had a blue head. I think he's a really, really good football player, man. Remember now, he was the second running back taken in a draft, and it wasn't a surprise. Najee Harris and Travis Etienne were roundly considered the two best backs in that draft, so it's not like he came out of nowhere. This isn't a walk-on from some small college that was a undrafted free agent, okay? This is a good football player, taken in the first round, expected to be a very good football player, and I think he is.
No doubt about it. Let's get it to around the NFL. Nick Foles retired today after an 11-year career, and obviously had the height of all heights, winning a Super Bowl with Philadelphia in that amazing story after Carson Wentz, who was having an MVP season, tears up his knee late in the year. Foles comes in, helps guide the Eagles under the leadership of Doug Peterson as coach to a Super Bowl triumph over the New England Patriots. Signed here, unfortunately had a great training camp. 11 snaps in, he throws a beautiful touchdown pass to DJ Chark, but Chris Jones lands on him, breaks his clavicle, and it was pretty much over from there in terms of Nick Foles as a Jaguar.
I'll always hate what happened with him. There was so much excitement about him here. Started out great, got hurt. By the time he came back, Minshew Mania was all the rage. It never felt like to me Minshew Mania was going to last, but it was all the rage in the fan base. Nick came back, didn't play very well, wasn't very agile, was even less agile after the injury. Didn't move around very well. Made a comment about culture that seemed to upset everybody. And the next thing you knew, people in Jacksonville couldn't stand the guy. I hated that for him. by all accounts, he's a really good guy. He's had a really good moment. I don't know that he was ever going to be worth all that money in retrospect, but it's a shame it never happened for Nick Foles. I hated that for him. I really did.
He really did have a great training camp here that year.
Great training
I mean, it was unbelievable.
On the heels of some great years in Philly.
Yeah. And again, that touchdown pass to Shark was a thing of beauty.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, so Nick Foles calls it a career after 11 years. Let's get it to the Olympics. The U.S. men's basketball team's getting ready to tip off against Serbia. That game starts at 3 o'clock in the semifinals. We are a 15.5-point favorite, so you got to feel pretty good about that. The lines have been in the 20s, so the Vegas boys and girls expecting Serbia to keep it maybe closer than the last few teams have. France has defeated Germany to advance to the gold medal game. So if America beats Serbia, get ready for an absolute fantastic spectacle for the gold medal game in Paris as the Americans take on the French.
And I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And Wemby and company, and they have a good team. And playing in front of a home crowd, it'll be a fantastic gold medal game. You don't take anything for granted, but I would imagine the Americans are going to win the game. I'd be very surprised if they didn't. And I think when is the gold medal game?
I would think they take 2 days off, so Saturday, I would think.
Saturday, probably afternoon.
That's what I would think, Saturday 3.
Yeah. So
if I had to guess.
Can't wait to watch.
Absolutely. Boy, we've talked a lot of Chicago White Sox baseball here lately.
The White Sox.
And we will continue it.
The Pale Hose.
They have seen enough after an AL-tying losing skid of 21 games. Even though they have snapped it, they fired manager Pedro Grifol. What a colossal disaster that season has become for the Chicago White Sox, and I guess now we'll see how they go about rebuilding.
I spoke with someone who was a scout and later in the front office in the White Sox organization many years ago, and still stays in touch with people there, and told me months ago Pedro had no chance. Pedro's a former Seminole, good baseball guy. He'll get another chance to do something, but he is so marred by how bad it was. I say this. I think Gus Bradley's a good football coach, maybe better coordinator than head coach, but I think he's a good football coach.
Yeah.
But he will be so marred by how bad it went here that I didn't know if he'd get another head job, which I hate that because I'd like to see him. Pedro may be the same thing. I think Pedro Grifol's a good manager, but he might be so marred by how bad the numbers were that he may never get a crack at it. I hope he does.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Let's stick with Major League Baseball. The Braves and Pirates are currently playing. JJ, how's it going for the Braves?
They're not playing the Pirates.
No. They're both playing at the same time. I'm going to get to Frank in a minute because I know the result for our beloved
I honestly
Braves.
don't know the score. I know that the Braves have given up like 6 home runs today.
It was brutal the last I checked.
Pretty bad.
Yeah, it was 13. It's 13-3 in the top of the 7th against the Brewers.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was basically teeing you up to completely rip the Braves.
Yeah, they're done. I mean,
they are done. That conversation we were having, and I was totally wrong. I thought they'd come out of it.
I did too.
They clearly stayed.
I did too.
I tried to tell you guys.
Let me
They're
say,
terrible.
It's not just 13-3. It's 13-3.
The Brewers
have the bases loaded and nobody else.
Wow. I'm sure they have like a utility player pitching at this point.
And the Pirates were down, but now I see. Now I'm going to jinx them, but now I see that they're up 5-4 on the Padres, top of the 8th.
I pretty much gave up on the season. They lost 5 out of 6 one-run games.
Wow.
Then last night they were ahead 6-5. The closer blows the save. Bednar first blown. He had 19 straight saves. Blew a save. The Padres, because I'm just enough of a dumbass to stay up for it. The Pirates have bases loaded, nobody out. Tie game, can't score in the bottom of the 9th.
Oh,
it gets worse.
No.
Bases loaded, nobody out, can't score. Goes to the 10th. The Padres score 3 in the top. The Pirates score 2, make it 9-8. And again have bases loaded, nobody out.
No.
And lose 9-8.
No
and I said,
way.
Twice. 9th and 10th. So I said, okay, it's over. I just took a peek today. I was doing work today. I took a peek today. They're down 4-0 in the first. I said, you know what? They gave me a good year. It's over. I'm going to quit paying attention. I'm done paying attention. They're down. All of a sudden, I see they go 5. I go, yes! They're up 5-4. So anyway,
that's awesome.
Let me give you two quick Brave stats.
Okay.
Last year, they scored 10 runs 20 times. This year, once.
Wow.
And
is that right?
Yes. In the last four games, and you just said they have the bases loaded, so it's not even over. In the last 4 games, the Braves have been outscored 38-8.
Wow.
Like they are folding. But like I thought at least they'd have a little bit of fight in them, but this is really embarrassing.
That's got to be like the worst 4-game stretch they've had.
But here's what
it's like 2014.
Here's what's really weird about this season, and JJ's exactly. JJ's been spot on the Braves from the start. He said the Phillies had the better team before they even threw first pitch.
I didn't see it falling off like this.
Yeah. So. But I will tell you. JJ's been. I mean, the Yankees had that awful stretch. Have you followed the Dodgers lately?
They're not playing well either. And
the Dodgers and Phillies, but the Dodgers are about to blow that big lead.
Arizona's right
Arizona and the Padres, they both catch them. So Yankees, Braves, Dodgers, Phillies have all had uncharacteristically awful stretches, which you just don't see all 4 teams like that. It's really weird.
And they were powers to start the season.
Yes,
that is really hard to believe. We will get into pop culture. The first trailer for the movie Saturday Night is out. The movie depicts the launch of Saturday Night Live. The movie will be released October 11th, exactly 49 years to the date of SNL's debut. So it looks really cool. It's obviously got actors playing Chevy Chase and Gilda Radner and Lorne Michaels and Dan Aykroyd, and it looks really fun if you're a fan of Saturday Night Live.
Saturday Night Live might be one of the greatest TV enterprises that was never replicated by anybody.
Yeah.
You think about it. I mean,
no one even tries, really.
The Tonight Show was a great thing, but then all the networks replicated it.
Right.
Some of the sitcoms came along, MASH, Dick Van Dyke Show, but then everybody replicated it. The American Idol was an incredible enterprise, but then The Voice and these other, they replicated it. Once you had a great enterprise, Saturday Night Live is the one that nobody has been able to compete with. Do you think that's
a great point?
And it's the only one.
The only thing that I can think of in my lifetime that I think gave it a little bit of a run, In Living Color had a great 4-year stretch, it feels like.
It did.
Before Jim Carrey hit it big, but it wasn't against it.
Yeah.
I think In Living Color was just maybe a Thursday night, Friday night show at 8 or 9 o'clock at night.
And it
wasn't billed as.
And it's also, you're right, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but your point's right. It's also amazing how Saturday Night Live really never lost its fastball. It had some lulls.
Yeah.
It had some moments when people say, it's not good anymore.
Right.
But then it got good again.
Right.
But it never really lost its fastball. I mean, the Weekend Update, which Chevy Chase made a legend.
Right.
Is still a legend.
Yeah.
I mean, Michael Che and Colin.
What's his name?
Yeah,
Scarlett Johansson's husband.
Yeah, but they're phenomenal.
Jost.
Yeah, Colin Jost and Michael Che are almost as funny as Chevy Chase was 50 years ago.
Yeah.
It's amazing stuff.
It really is. So, and it's cool that the movie is coming out exactly 49 years to the date of the show's debut. So anyway, something to look forward to if you like comedies. It's out October 11th, and the trailer is out online if you'd like to go get a sneak peek. We will get you out on our musical note of the day. On this day, back in 1963. How good is that? I can't even talk. The Kingsmen released Louie Louie, considered one of the greatest rock songs of all time. It's also arguably the most covered song of all time. Even the Kingsmen version is a cover. Richard Berry wrote Louie Louie in 1955, 8 years prior to the Kingsmen recording it.
Because of our ages, my age, I talk a lot about that 70s stuff. You talk about the 80s stuff, J.J. Moore 90s and 2000s music. Because of our ages, we don't talk about the 60s stuff because even me, we're not old enough. But that was a great foundation for rock music.
Absolutely.
More than people realize. Chuck Berry and the like, it really was. So great stuff as always. 1 hour to go. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show. From the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
It's like a sports talk popsicle on a summer day.
It's the best feeling in the world, isn't it?
Keep it cool with 1010XL. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Hey, sports fans, it's Hays Carlyon from MyBookie. Embrace the start of football season with MyBookie. It's time to get in on the action before these lines start to move. Take advantage of their live betting, especially if a heavy favorite gets off to a slow start. And if you haven't signed up, go to mybookie.ag and register for a free account. Use promo code 1010XL to grab a welcome bonus up to $1,000. Let's take a look at some updated MyBookie lines. The Gators are a 2.5-point underdog in the Swamp against the Canes. The over-under is 54 points. FSU is an 11.5-point favorite over Georgia Tech in Dublin with an over-under of 55.5. And the Jaguars, a 3.5-point underdog at the Dolphins. The over-under is 49 points. There are tons of cool prop bets as well. Sign up with that promo code 1010XL to claim your deposit bonus. Again, it's a bonus up to $1,000. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. And don't forget that promo code 1010XL.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
I'm Mark Cohen, new publisher of the Jacksonville Business Journal, and I'm thrilled to rejoin the community. This event of the year is quickly approaching. The Fast 50 Award celebrates the fastest growing companies in Northeast Florida, August 15th at 3:30. Join us for an unforgettable afternoon of mingling with Northeast Florida trailblazers, high-level networking, and learning where these companies stand. Time is ticking and tickets are flying off the shelf, so grab yours before August 13th. JBJEvents.com.
It's storm season, and JEA is committed to keeping you informed. In the event of a storm, we'll text and email you about the status of your services. We use Facebook and Twitter to post real-time updates. Our live outage map on JEA.com lets you track restoration progress. And as crews work to restore services, our storm outreach team will be in local neighborhoods to answer your questions. Because as your community utility, JEA is here to keep you safe and connected. Your community, your utility.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. But when it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, Jacksonville Koozies, it's me, Soccer Sam, for Salvatore's Pizza. Rochester, New York's favorite pizza is now open in Jacksonville, Florida, Tapestry Park at the Loft Hotel Plaza. Daily $10 deals, dine in with beer and wine, and delivery at salvatores.com. The famous Formoso family brings Salvatore's Pizza, Rochester's favorite pizza, including our 32-piece sheet pizza for your next event. Go with me, baby. Salvatores.com.
We will be perfect.
Training camp.
You drop a pass, you run a mile.
Nobody covers camp like 1010XL. Get daily training camp coverage brought to you by Roland Reach Plumbing and Kingfish Pest Control.
Perfection
on 1010XL.
AC replacement? If your AC unit is ready to go kaput, then it's time to call Florida Home AC. With over $3,000 in tax credits waiting for you on select systems, take advantage of it. Call 777-4300. Get Florida Home AC to cool you off.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
New and pre-owned firearms are in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimber, Smith & Wesson, 6 Hour, Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Only at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
There are 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and if you stay in your home long enough, a new roof. Pick it here for our friends at Lockhart Roofing. Nobody better in Jacksonville. How do I know? They are a local certified Master Elite contractor, and that means they have a GAF Master Elite warranty. That's the best in the roofing industry. In this day and age, don't settle for cheap or discount roofers. Lockhart Roofing has been here for decades. They aren't going anywhere. Call my friends at Lockhart Roofing, 994-3851. That's 994-3851. Lockhart Roofing, Jacksonville's best for Jacksonville people.
Attention skilled electricians, are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just a job, but an experience, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast Orthopedic Specialists for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialists take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is Molly McDonald with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update. The FSU Seminoles, who are currently in Jacksonville, continuing their fall training camp and challenging the players with an unfamiliar environment. Head coach Mike Norvell spoke yesterday on how their first practice in Jacksonville went.
With today's practice, I thought the intensity, competitiveness, you saw some explosive plays offensively. The defensively, I thought we did a good job flying around the ball, get some third and long situations. Saw some good things on both sides, trying to force guys to transition the sequencing of plays, understanding situational awareness. You've seen some young players that are still working through that process. But I like the progress. And
it's 96 degrees at 3 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Time for all things Jaguars and NFL with Pete Prisco. The Prisco Report, presented by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Showtime.
On The Frangie Show.
One day earlier with my buddy Pete Prisco. He'll be traveling tomorrow. Do want to remind you, it's brought to you by Showtime. And this coming Sunday now, from 3:30 to 5:30, Anton Harrison, outstanding offensive tackle, first-round pick for the Jags, will be there signing all of your autographs. It's at Phillips Highway in Shad, actually 9365 Phillips if you putting it into your GPS, but it's Phillips and Shad. Go to Showtime Sports Cards. Beautiful, beautiful big building. They've sponsored Pete's show for the longest time. And they'll have Anton Harrison on location signing autographs this Sunday from 3:30 to 5:30. Pete Prisco joins us now. Pete, where are you headed to your camp journey this week?
I'll actually be going home. I'm in Rochester right now.
Okay.
And just spent 2 days with the Bills and watched a team that's going to be significantly better than people think it will.
Yeah, tell me why. Obviously, you love Josh Allen, but tell me what else you like about them.
Well, I know they don't have Stephon Diggs anymore, and everybody likes to point to that, and that's going to be the reason for their demise. But that's going to be addition by subtraction, Frank. I mean, when you look at him, he didn't do anything in the last 10 games of the season. They've added Coleman, who's, by the way, is going to be a big-time player. You know that. You saw him in college.
Love him as a player.
And you know who they would compare him to when I'm talking to him up here? Michael Thomas at his prime when he was with the Saints.
I can
that's
see
the
that.
kind of player he's going to be.
I can see that. I don't know if he'll be that good. We'll see. But that's exactly how he plays. Agreed.
And so they have enough skilled people around him. And by the way, Dalton Kincaid he's caught everything and anything, and he's been open against everybody. He might be the second best tight end in the league behind Kelsey by the time the season ends. So they're good enough with their weapons, and Cook can run the ball. And then defensively, you look at them. Last year they lost, and you guys were there in London. They lost how many guys? And Milano went down in that game.
Right.
Tre'Davious White went down the week before. Daquan Jones went down in that game. Well, they're all back except for White, and they feel good about their corners. So I think it's a good group, and they feel almost talking to the players, guys like Von Miller, who's been around the league, and Allen and Sean McDermott. They feel that this team might be the best team that they've had, probably in large part because Diggs isn't there.
Do you like him to win the division?
Yes, I do. I think they're – and that's another thing you see from them. They're tough. And that's the one question about Miami. Is Miami tough enough? They're pretty. They're good. They're great in the summer when in the early part of the season when they can score points. But are they tough enough? And the Bills are tough. And then the Jets will be right there with them because the Jets are really tough on defense. But can the offense hold up, and can Aaron Rodgers hold up?
Pete Prisco with us talking NFL, brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. Pete here a day early. He'll be traveling tomorrow. All right, Pete, the Chiefs and Jags on Saturday night. Both are going to play their starters for a while. The Chiefs say the first quarter. Doug Peterson hadn't said exactly how long, but it's going to be, it's going to be parts of the first quarter, if not all. What are your expectations in that game?
I like that they are, and I think it gives you a good idea. By this time, and you know this, by this time, everybody's sick and tired of banging on the same guy over and over again. It's just nice to get a good look, and when you're a young player, you get a good look at a guy like Mahomes and that group. That's fantastic for you. So I think it's good that they're going to play. I think it's good that the Jaguars are going to play their guys. I'm worried about the offensive line because there are the injuries up there, but again, you want to get guys some reps, and sometimes we get a little too cautious in this league, and we forget about you actually got to play football, learn how to tackle. And that's something Josh Allen was talking about yesterday, Frank. He says you got to learn how to be hit again and learn how to go to the ground and learn how to tumble. And so, when you first start doing it again, your body's ached and everything. Well, they're not doing it in practice. The quarterbacks certainly aren't. Most teams don't tackle, and so you got to get some of that rep. So I think it's a good idea that you play them.
Do you have an early gauge? You mentioned Keon Coleman. Do you have an early sense of some rookies that you think are going to be impactful immediately?
Well, I don't think there's any question that the receivers all are. And by that, I mean Neighbors has been unreal. And in the Giants camp, the question becomes with the quarterback, but I still think he's going to be productive. In fact, I think he has a real chance to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. And I know that doesn't go to most times goes to a quarterback, but I think he has a real chance. I think Harrison is going to be successful, and with Murray there, he'll get a lot of passes thrown his way, so I think he's going to be productive. The McMillan kid in Tampa was special when I was there, and Baker was raving about him. So yeah, across the league, there's so many good receivers, which is why you look at teams and you say, why isn't anybody clamoring to go get Brandon Ayuk? And there are some teams interested, but you give up the cheap pick. You give up the cheap labor, you give up the draft pick, and then you got to pay him $28 million a year. Whereas you look around the landscape, there's receivers everywhere, and that's one thing that's going to happen more and more in this league. You look around, Frank, all those 7-on-7s that they do in the summer, receivers and corners. We're going to have a glut of them for years now.
What is going to happen? Where is the Ayuk thing going to end? For a while, it looked like he was destined to go to the Patriots, Browns, or Steelers. Then it looked like some teams are falling out. I think the Steelers fell out and the Commanders fell out. Then the other two fell out and the Steelers are back in. Now there's talk he may stay in San Francisco. If you're trying to predict, where's that thing going to land in your opinion?
I always thought I think I told you guys this week, I thought he was going to stay in San Francisco. Yeah. I think teams are reluctant, and just talking to some people around the league, there's some perception. I like Ayuk. I think he's more valuable to that team than Deebo Samuel, and I argue that with my guys all the time. But you pay him that money, and there's some people that are worried that even the 49ers, I hear, are a little concerned. What happens when he gets the money? Is he the same guy? And so you start hearing that, and that's always a concern when you go make a deal for a guy. So I do think there's some reluctancy there. Here's the other thing about the Steelers, Frank, and you know this from being a fan of them for so many years. The receivers are guys they find.
Right.
Second, third, fourth. They've always found those guys. So I think that's something that it goes against the grain for the Steelers if they were to do something like that.
Yeah, I told Hays yesterday, it doesn't strike me as a thing the Steelers, the type thing they would do. And I don't think the Patriots are good enough for him to want to go there, which is part of this, which is why I thought he was going to go to the Browns. That's the one I kind of expected, Pete, that I thought he would land with the Browns. And when that one didn't happen, so maybe you're right. Maybe he winds up being there. All right, let's the key guys for Jacksonville as we get set for this. Last time we'll visit with you before they play a game. Key guys you'll have your eye on as you watch this game on Saturday night, Pete. The obvious guys, obviously, with the starters. But who are you going to watch specifically for the Jags on Saturday night?
Well, I want to see what the rookie wide receiver looks like. I really do. I want to see what I want to see him get the ball down the field, go down the field. Let's see those shots. And you started seeing, I think it started the day I was there. You started seeing, and I've seen from you guys, and everybody's been tweeting, it's more and more he's getting the ball down the field. That's what I want to see. I want to see that. I want to see how Morse holds up in the middle. I think that's important. And talking to the Bills people, they loved him up here. They absolutely loved him, and they would love to have kept him, but he made a decision, and I think he's a veteran guy is going to be real stabilizer for that offense. So I want to watch them. And on the defensive side, just the new look. what's it look like? How do the corners hold up? How do you play the corners? I think across the board, that's big for them because, I think their pass rush is going to be pretty good. In fact, I think it will be good. I just worry about they hold up on the back end, and this is the first real test of that. And, oh, by the way, what a great first test it will be early in that game.
Do you think Travis Etienne could become a big-time airback, as you like to say?
Yeah, I think the catching and stuff will get better and better for him. But, again, it goes back to running the football between the tackles. And I think he's capable of it, but they've had a lot of problems with their interior offensive line. And it's hard to run the ball when your interior of the offensive line isn't getting pushed. So I think getting Morse will help that. And getting healthy, it will be a big part of that. But I do. I think he's a prototypical airback who can do so many things. You can line them up. You can get them wide. You can throw them to the flat. You can screen game them. And so I think, yes, to answer your question, I think he's exactly that.
I'm going to talk tomorrow more about what I'll watch. I'm going to answer the same question tomorrow that I asked you. But I will tell you this. I being out there every day, I think the secondary is going to be good. And the only questions I really had, barring injury, about the team with the secondary and the offensive line, so back to the point you just made, I think the whole key to whether or not they're 7, 8, 9 wins again, or maybe 11 or 12 wins and one of the better teams in the league, is that offensive front, Pete. I think that's the one area I'm not quite sure about yet.
Yeah, and not necessarily the tackles, because I think Harrison's going to be really, really good at right tackle. And I think whoever plays there at left tackle, and it'll probably be Cam, but if whoever it is will be fine at left tackle. The concern is the inside.
Right.
And Morse is not an overpowering center. He's good. He's athletic. He's tough. He'll be good enough. He'll be a significant upgrade to what they had. But how much better are those two guards? And that's the key because, they brought Cleveland in. He did some good things. He's athletic, but he's not a physical guy. And then, Sheriff has been just plagued by injuries and has not been close to what they thought he would be. And they still love him because he's a great guy to have on that line. But I'm with you. I think the interior of the offensive line, more than the tackles even, that's the most concerning part for me is can they hold up inside?
Pete Prisco checking in, talking to Jags and Chiefs tomorrow night. All right, Pete, get on the road tomorrow. We'll have you back here on Friday next week. I know you'll be watching. We're excited. We finally have football on the field. Can't wait. Pete, thanks, buddy.
And me and Tony will be on Monday, so I'll be breaking it all down on Monday. Yeah. Unless another hurricane blows through to cancel us like it did on last Monday.
I look forward to the debut.
By the way, 10 and a half hours traveling to get here on Tuesday because of all that stuff.
That's the world. That's the world we're in now, bro. That's the world we are in. No question about it. So Pete Prisco here. Pete, thanks, buddy. We appreciate it.
All right, guys. Take care.
Pete Prisco checking in from CBSSports.com. Back in a moment. This is 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Cruise to victory lane with 1010XL.
Here they come, checker flag.
This Sunday at Richmond, brought to you by the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234 on Jacksonville's NASCAR station, 1010XL. Now, a 1010XL Summer Olympic Update, brought to you by
USAPark.net Airport Parking.
Westwood One Sports presents this special update on the 2024 Summer Games, sponsored by Realtors. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. A shocker on the track at Stade de France. 21-year-old Letsile Tobogo from Botswana pulls away for gold in the men's 200 meters. The favorite, Noah Lyles, took the bronze behind his American teammate Kenny Bednarik, who won silver. Lyles dropped to the track in exhaustion after the race, and his mom, Keisha Kane Bishop, told NBC Lyles tested positive for COVID 2 days ago. Lyles was trying to become the first American man to pull off the sprint double gold in the 100 and 200 since Carl Lewis did it 40 years ago. The United States reign in women's water polo is over. Australia edging the U.S. in a shootout in the semifinals. Team USA was going for a record-breaking fourth straight gold medal. With this Summer Games update, I'm Ted Emmerich, Westwood One Sports.
Is this house a good price compared to others in the area? Are prices going up or down? If I don't make an offer right this very moment, will I miss my chance? These are just some of the questions a home buyer might ask. And these are the sorts of questions an agent who is a realtor can help answer. Because realtors have the expertise, data, and access to specialty training to help you navigate the process of buying a home. They provide support, guidance, and have your back every step of the way. That's what realtors do, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
Hi, welcome to Staples.
Yeah, my daughter needs a laptop for college, but I need to watch the budget.
Well, Staples Hot Deals on Tech are backed by a price match guarantee, so our prices won't be beat.
Great. I can't believe my baby's starting college.
She'll do great.
I know.
Oh, let's get you a great deal on a laptop.
Save big on tech for school at Staples. Now get up to $300 off select PCs. Ends 8/24. Price match guarantee valid within 14 days of purchase. Exclusions apply. For details, visit staples.com/price match.
At Honda, we appreciate all the comparisons to other vehicles. And no matter how many times they compare their vehicles to a Honda, only a Honda is a Honda. Remember, value, quality, safety. There is no substitute. Visit your local Honda dealer now and experience the difference.
Joe C. for the Preferred Group, Preferred Roofing, Preferred Builders, a full staff of professionals that have been in this Jacksonville community for a long, long time, and they're ready to answer all those questions. And you know what it's like when you're making big decisions. Well, they can be pricey, but you also want to make sure that you get with the people that can take care of you and deliver on what you're paying for. So if you're thinking about a brand new home, a remodel, addition, you want to look around, it could be commercial or residential, you can trust Preferred Builders. Log on, preferredbuildersjacks.com, and don't forget, if you need a roof, you definitely need to check out preferredroofingjacks.com.
Lauren Brooks here from Mayport CNC Fisheries. At my house, we had a feast from Mayport CNC Fisheries with the freshest shrimp around, and it was unbelievable. They also have oysters, scallops, mahi, and so much more. Want to eat like a local? Head to the beach and visit my friends at Mayport CNC Fisheries.
Jeff Lagerman here. Now that football season is here, make sure your ride can get to that tailgate or away game safely and dependably. You can trust the ASE certified professionals at any of the 27 independently owned Napa Auto Care Centers and the quality Napa parts they use. Napa Auto Care Centers can handle everything: oil changes, air conditioning, brakes, engines, transmissions, and more. Napa Auto Care offers a nationwide 24-month, 24,000-mile peace of mind warranty on most repairs. Find a Napa Auto Care Center near you. JacksNapaAutoCareGroup.com.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Like to learn how to fly an airplane? Well, you're not alone. High Flying Jacko here, inviting you to listen Sunday morning. We'll start your aviation career with a 60-minute ride on the airwaves of 1010XL. The High Flying Show, Sunday at 9 on 1010XL.
For a chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets to the Coke Zero Sugar 400 August 24th at Daytona, answer this question. Who has the most victories in the Coke Zero Sugar 400? Text the driver's last name to 641-1010.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. You know, pool design has come a long way, and if your pool is outdated, Stanley Pools specializes in bringing older pools up to date for the whole family to enjoy. That's why I did it a few years ago, and man, I love the way my pool looks now after we added travertine pavers and so much else. Stanley Pools has been serving our community since 1988, so call them today at 269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Hey guys, this is David Garrard, and I want to tell you about Clearwater Irrigation. They put my new sprinkler system in my new home at Jack's Beach, and I couldn't be happier. Oh, hey, John.
What's up, Dave? You know what this means. You're going to have to sing.
Man, I can't sing.
Then you'll fit right in, buddy. Clearwater Irrigation. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at sprinklers. Hit it, Dave.
And drainage, too.
ClearwaterJacks.com. When you're a little kid on the playground, they tell you don't hit back. Well, the courtroom isn't a playground. And if you've suffered an injury or death in your family, I'm here to tell you it's okay to hit back and fight to make them pay. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we understand all the pain and emotion that comes with being wrong. And we've dedicated our lives to making things right for people like you. So if you get hit back with Hastings Injury Law. Offices, Jacksonville.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's challenger, an asphalt marketer from Jacksonville, Florida. Meet Sheldon Fish. Today's category, air conditioner repair experts in Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, I bet it's going to be Bueller.
Your question. Unlike Jacksonville, the Sahara Desert has a complete lack of air conditioner repair experts. What kind of camels do they ride?
That's not really a question about air conditioner repair.
5 seconds.
But that's a camel question.
Pick a camel, Sheldon.
The Arabian dromedary.
That's right, Sheldon. Like the majestic Arabian dromedary, the skilled technicians at Bueller Air and Plumbing can repair any make and model of air conditioner the same day you call, making sure you are cool.
They don't spit, do they?
No, but Steve, the new guy, has a bit of a hump.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Discover the difference that local expertise makes at First Coast Lighting and Fans. Visit their showroom at the Avenues and browse high-quality products to match your desire for elegance, quality, and uniqueness at First Coast Lighting and Fans.
For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Hidden Hills Golf Club invites you to come out and experience one of the most beautiful and unique golf courses in North Florida. Affordable golf, friendly service, and great times in the Hills Grill after play. Book your tee time, hiddenhillsgc.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
1010 Take.
Frangie's 1010 Take is brought to you by Duval Charter School at Bay Meadows K through 12, a tuition-free A-rated school. Enroll now at baymeadowscharter.org.
I think you're going to see one of the most exciting receiving corps in Jaguars history. Not better than Jimmy and Keenan, but maybe better as a group than any since then. You know how good Christian Kirk is. You know how good Evan Ingram is. I have this feeling about Gabe Davis that he's going to be a lot of things that Calvin Ridley never became. He's going to be a lot of things that Zay Jones never quite was. I got a hunch he's going to be an awfully good third option, and then you've got a rookie who may be one of the fastest receivers in the league. He can really run. I'm telling you, you're going to love this group of receivers for the Jaguars. I really believe that. Parker Washington is the fourth guy, has really evolved. Watch this receiving room. I'm counting tight ends, too. I'm throwing them all in there together. It might be as good as any of the Jags have ever fielded, other than Jimmy and Keenan. I can't wait to watch it, and that is the 10-10 take. I can't wait to watch these guys. I can't wait to watch them.
It's going to be fantastic.
Are you excited enough about this?
I need to get to your level, obviously.
JJ.
Yeah, this is bad.
JJ, find me some. You got any tickets in there? You got to
I'm
look in your cabinet.
excited I just stole 2 tickets.
Okay, before you give them back, if JJ's got tickets.
The bandit.
Before you give them back, do this right now. I got an idea. Give them to somebody. Don't give them back. Right now. What call
Let's
are you
do
on?
it. Caller number 4 right now. Like Frank said, I have a pair of tickets to the Jags' first preseason game against the Chiefs this Saturday, August 10th at 7 p.m.
So there you go. Call her right now. Call right now. That's how excited I am. I may do this every day. I may do it. I mean, who knows what we're going to give away around here. By the way, you want some bad news?
Yeah, we need to get going here.
I mean, we asked the question yesterday, was Serbia playing possum? The U.S. had beaten them by 26 points the last 2 times the team two had played, including in this tournament. The U.S. beat them by 26 points earlier before we got to the medal round. We're down 12 in the second quarter. We are down 12.
We're shooting 42%.
Yeah, we're down 12. And it's with about 6 minutes in the half. It's not like it just started.
Imagine if Embiid switched countries to play for this team, only to once again fall short against Jokic.
Wow, how about
my God. We better not lose this.
Yeah, down 12.
By the way, Serbia shooting 70% from the field right now.
Yeah, and I'm
Things will even out.
Yeah, so the fact that we're just down 8 and they're 14 of 20 from the field, I mean, unless this is Villanova, I think they're going to cool off, and hopefully the U.S. can get going.
You got it 8. I think we're down 12, aren't we? Is it 8? Have we cut it to 8?
I've got it at 31-23. So that's.
I think.
But it may be.
I think there's more. They'll show the score in a minute here, but I don't like this. This is our game. I don't like it. Jokic is so good, by the way.
He is really good.
He is such a good player. So yeah, the U.S. Serbia. This is semifinal game, the winner moves. No, we're down 14, Hays, 39-25.
Oh, wow.
Down 14 points to the Serbians with 7 minutes left in the second quarter here. So they play quarters. It's four 10-minute quarters, but this has not gone well. We just turned it over again, I think. So, wow, this is not good stuff. 39-25. I promise you, if you're in Serbia, this is the U.S. hockey. This is the 1980 U.S. hockey team. This will be the biggest win that country's had in anything, wouldn't you think?
And without a doubt. Yeah, I mean, this would be.
Yeah, they don't win like World Cups in soccer or anything.
They are up 39-25 with the ball, up 14 with the ball over the U.S. in the men's semifinal in the Olympics.
Wow. Well,
what was the point spread?
It was 14.5, so you got to feel good if you've got Serbia in the points.
Yeah, if you got Serbia in the points, you're up 29, by the way. So we'll continue to watch it. And look, we've been watching it since it started. They've clearly outplayed them. This isn't a fluke. You know, they have clearly they've out-hustled them. They've out-fought them. And in the U.S., again, there's a lot of game left. But down 14 to some good NBA players is down 14. That's tough stuff. All right, let's take a break. We've got one segment to go, then we'll turn it over to our friends at Jaguars Happy Hour, including the Doug Peterson Show. All that comes up in a bit. One segment after this on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
If you need an insurance agent, I'll recommend the best guy in town, State Farm agent Craig Dewhurst. Call him at 940-9740. Really good guy, really good agent. Life insurance, homeowners, automotive, you name it, he'll handle it for you. Tell him what you need. He'll assess your whole situation. What kind of coverage do you need? How much coverage? What should your deductible be? What do you make and how does it fit your cost and your rates? You will love dealing with Craig. What a nice guy he is and how he'll help you get the right answers. The best in the business. Craig Dewhurst from State Farm, 940-9740.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles Update. At Showtime, we're thrilled for our next in-store signing. Jaguars tackle Anton Harrison will be inside Showtime, signing autographs and meeting fans this Sunday, August 11th, 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. this Sunday. The Jags, Anton Harrison at Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. Update your collection.
Jags fans, a new Everbank Performance account could be your ticket to London this October. Through the Everbank London Getaway, one lucky winner and a guest will receive round-trip airfare, hotel accommodations, and a pair of tickets to see the Jags play in London. To learn more and for official rules, visit everbank.com/London. No person necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of 50 United States and D.C. 18 or older. Entry period for the Everbank London Getaway Suites is from 8/5/24 to 9/5/24. To enter in for official rules, alternate method of entry, prize description, odds of winning, and other details, visit everbank.com/London. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank N.A.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. From GFL, Green for Life.
I'm Taylor Rose with our Remedy Staffing Westside office off of Normandy Boulevard. We are helping great people find great jobs. Remedy has helped some of the best employers in Jacksonville find talented job seekers like you for over 25 years. Our current job openings range from entry-level distribution center pickers to equipment operators. Apply today at remedygoodjobs.com. Don't wait. Apply at remedygoodjobs.com now.
Join the fun with XL Primetime, Friday at Firehouse Subs in San Marco. Get pictures and autographs from Jags players, cheerleaders, and Jackson DeVille. 2 to 4 Friday at Firehouse Subs in San Marco.
Hey, poker players. The Card Player Poker Tour is heading back to Best Bet Jacksonville from August 15th to the 26th. The tournament schedule is packed with excitement, featuring 9 events, including the $1,700 No Limit Hold'em Mystery Bounty main event with a $300,000 guaranteed prize pool. Head to bestbetjacks.com for the full schedule and satellite information. That's bestbetjacks.com.
certainly facing challenging economic times. I can't speak for all of us, but for me, comforting to know my money is in good hands with ITP Partners. Ticket here for ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. I'll admit it, I don't understand a ton about the economy, higher interest rates, 401ks, but I do know as I move closer to retirement, I continue to watch my money grow. Thanks to Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, and Reed Wingate. Get in the game, guys. ITP Partners, always there to help. For more info, Chris at ITPPartners.com or call 904-312-9751.
The best game day parking in all of Duval is at Tailgaters Parking. Are you ready for some football? Tailgaters is just steps away on the east side of the stadium. Visit tailgatorsparking.com and secure your season parking pass today.
Duck Rooter is hiring plumbers, CDL drivers, septic system installers, and helpers. We offer excellent pay and a full benefits package. Apply at duckduckrooter.com or call for details. 904-862-6769.
Equal opportunity employer.
At the First Coast YMCA, you'll find much more than just a gym. We offer many ways to help you be active, reach weight loss goals, and find your inner strength while you connect with your community. Family memberships at the Y include unlimited group exercise classes, childcare while you work out, and youth sports participation. It's easy to join the Y and affordable for all. Plus, the Y is a great place to meet a new circle of friends. Visit the Y near you or online at fcymca.org.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about letting things roll off of your back. So often we can make big deals out of things that are not really big deals. We can allow them to steal the joy of our day. But let me remind you that don't allow anyone or anything to steal the joy of today. Go out today not letting little things steal the big things that God has in store for you.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Bulls alum Mac Jones is gearing up for his first preseason game as a Jaguar. Doug Peterson announced that Trevor Lawrence will get the start in Saturday night's game against the Kansas City Chiefs, but expect to see the hometown kid Mac Jones at a healthy number of reps. Here's Jones on his excitement for Saturday night's game.
I think preseason's always interesting. That's kind of something where, hey, I want to get in there and get the reps. I don't really care who it's with, right? For me, it's just about trying to move the offense, staying calm, and letting things come to me. It's going to be a tough scheme that we're going to go against in the Chiefs, and they're not going to hold anything back. They never do in preseason, so it's always fun to go against a good defense, too.
Tune in for the pregame show at 2 and kickoff at 7 right here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. I'm Max Fink with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
All right, the cool down. Where have we been today? We've talked a lot of Jaguar football. You heard from Ronald Darby. That was the Hays Carlyon interview of the day, the one-on-one, and it was terrific as always. We talked a little bit about the defense, how special we think that group will be, and I do think that is the case. I think they truly will be. We talked a lot of Jaguar football. Pete Prisco jumped in, as he does once a week. Talked a little bit about the Bills, who he has seen play, his expectations for the Jags and Chiefs as well coming up, and we covered that with him. And, of course, we talked a little bit about this Olympic team. I'm concerned, Hays. The U.S. Olympic team continues to struggle against this Serbian group. Serbia has stretched the lead now to 15 points in the closing minutes of the first half. 47-32, Serbia leads the USA. That's what we've been. Those are all things we're talking about. I'm concerned.
I am too.
I'm concerned. I mean, we're down 50. We can't lose, can we?
Everybody's fired.
Fire them all?
Yes. This is really embarrassing so far. I mean, Serbia is playing great. I mean, not to take anything away from them, but from an effort standpoint, it is just not there right now for the U.S.
And I'll give you an example. The U.S. had cut the deficit to 10 and had a run out. They kicked it out on the wing to Anthony Edwards, who had a wide open three that would have made it a 7-point game. He missed it, and the Serbians have run off 5 in a row. So now it's what could have been an 8-point deficit is now 15. So, I mean, if you care about Olympic basketball, maybe you do. Maybe I'm not going to act like I care a great deal about the Olympics. I should care more than I do. I've always admitted that. But I care about this. I want to. I care about this one. I mean, I care. And again,
and it's going to be tough to mount a comeback because you're going to also have to deal with. I'm assuming the refs would love to see Serbia make it through because then France is in the final against Serbia and not the U.S.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
I would think home whistle has been sort of a prevalent theme in this Olympic Games, and it could make it more difficult today because you have to think the crowd is certainly rooting for Serbia to pull this upset.
By the way, just so since you brought up the games earlier, Milwaukee now leads the Braves 16-7, and the Pirates blew another 9th inning lead and lost 7-6.
7 runs is like the most the Braves have scored in a long, long time.
And they're only down 9.
Yeah, dude, they're not making the playoffs. It's a wrap. Like I expect by the end of the weekend they're not even in the. I think they're only a half game up now in the 3rd wild card spot. I'm not even sure after today, but it's. I expect Snicker to retire after this season. Honestly, this like.
Wow, is that right?
Yeah, I do. I think first of all he's an older cat. He's been around forever. Like. He's only been coaching the Braves for like 10 years or so, but before that, he was in the Braves organization for like 30 years.
Right.
So he's an older guy. Yeah, they're not going to ever fire him unless it got really, really bad next season, but I think he'll step away. Like this is a too good of a team, even with the Strider injury, even with the Acuna injury, to not make the playoffs in a 3 wild card era. Like that, there's no excuse for that. That's despicable. And now they're obviously not even caring. Like the players, they're just folding. There's no excuse for today at all.
So the Braves lose, the Pirates lose, the U.S. is losing. Not a good day.
Not a good day.
Steve Kerr and Snitker
out.
I expect your, clean your office.
We may be getting ready to make a push here, though.
We got it at 10. We got it at 10.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is the other thing that's weird. So Curry has 17 of our 37.
How about that?
He's 6 of 9 from the field.
Right.
But we're shooting as a team just 48%, which, again, for a bunch of NBA players, you would think it'd be better. And so you look down the line, it stands to reason that someone else, 2 or 3 guys, should be able to find themselves in the second half here. So, again, you're down 10. Serbia is shooting 55%. So, again, you have to think that if you can just get into the break around 6 or 7 down, you're really not in bad shape considering how well Serbia shot the ball.
And LeBron just hit a 3. LeBron hasn't had that "I'm taking over" moment yet,
right?
You know, and which is certainly coming at some point.
Yeah, LeBron right now has 6 points and 3 rebounds with 4 assists.
Yeah,
but he's only taken 3 shots from the field. Time to assert yourself.
Yeah, that's right. You're not going to lose your chance. You're his last crack at a gold medal here. The last crack. I'm sure he's probably got a gold medal. His last crack at this gold medal is not going to go down with him taking 5 shots. You know, so
yeah. If they're losing in the 4th quarter, expect LeBron to have the ball and take pretty much every single shot from here on out.
Well, Serbia just drains a 3, as we said.
I mean, the ball movement's fantastic.
And they're getting great looks. That's one of the reasons. Yeah, you're exactly right about that. They're getting great looks. So we'll see. We'll continue to watch it.
That was nice.
Meanwhile, Embiid just threw a brick up 3.
That was the ugliest shot in Parisian history.
See, this is the deal with Embiid is his game in the NBA is drawing fouls.
Yeah.
So he looks goofy, but he gets the fouls. In this, they are way more lenient with the whistle in FIBA than they are in the NBA. So it hasn't been a great tournament for Embiid.
And I'm telling you, they're getting wide. Serbia's getting wide open looks. So again, we are in the last 2 minutes here. U.S. down 13 to Serbia. Last 2 minutes of the first half in the semifinal to get to the gold medal game. So it's going to be interesting as we watch this thing. I mean, Serbia. And
is Canyon Barry still in Paris?
and sub them in, please.
And by the way, they're missing everything. They're clearly being outplayed here. So
it has been pretty ugly so far.
We didn't get to this yet. We'll do it again tomorrow. because we got the FSU Clemson a day late. If I asked you the 12 teams in the playoff, right at the top of your head, would you just take the top 12 on the poll? I mean, if I said the top 12, you think they're going to make the play? We'll do more of this tomorrow.
Yeah.
But if I said the top 12, I mean, everybody would say Georgia.
I'll definitely
Ohio
take
State.
Georgia, Ohio State. I would
After that, would you?
I'll take Florida State to win the ACC.
Yeah, so
they're
they're
the 3.
Yeah.
I'll take Utah to win the Big 12. So they're the 4.
Yeah. Okay. So that's 4, and then I would say Texas, Alabama.
I would take Texas. I don't know that I have Alabama. I would take Texas. I would take Oregon.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be fun to go through. Maybe you'd have Alabama.
And we'll go through a few sleepers, maybe.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe
you have to have one of the Memphis or whatever.
Yeah, you do.
Jesus.
One of the. But I mean, I really do. But I really am.
I can't wait for them to change that rule immediately.
Yeah. I wonder who these sleepers will be. By the way, I don't think you'll see the rule change. What you'll see is they'll go to 16. And then that one won't stand out quite as much.
You don't think when they go to 16 it'll just be all at large?
No, I think
they have to allow a path for those schools until they finally just break away.
Yeah.
And they just say we're no longer
affiliated
an NCAA thing here. We're doing a professional league with these schools, and that's it.
Super conference.
But as long as it's a college enterprise, the teams that are in D1, they're going to have to give them at least a pathway to the national title.
We were down 14, and Steph just hit yet another 3. So it's 51-40 now. We're in the final minute.
Curry has half our points.
Isn't that amazing?
We've scored 40. He has 20.
And he's been the number one struggler.
Right.
Of this
KD is yet
tournament.
to score. He's only taken 1 shot. If you're looking for guys that might get going, KD has only taken 1 shot. He has yet to score.
And whoever that left-handed guy is, he ought to be in the NBA. Because that left-handed dude is draining him. It's now 54-4. There it is, 14 again with 22 seconds left.
So he's a three-point guy?
Yeah, and he is drilling everything. And I'm telling you, this is one of the problems that happens when you play so many people. It's hard for your starting group to get in a rhythm. I would imagine you're not going to see as many people playing in the second half.
Yeah, Jokic only has 9. So to your point, Serbia's point guard has 15.
Yeah.
And their shooting guard has 12.
This is going to
so they are just hitting everything from the outside.
This is going to be some second half. I'll tell you. I mean, it really is. It's going to be some second half. For the U.S. to win a gold medal, that means they got to win this game. LeBron just made a basket and was fouled. So if he completes the 3-point play, he gets it back to 11. But they're going to go to the half at least down 11 against
It
Serbia.
would be interesting to know, like at halftime, how does Steve Kerr and his staff handle that? Because I would imagine that it very easily could just be the players, like basically saying, okay, this is what we're now doing.
Right.
And the coaches basically just, sit down, get a Gatorade, relieve yourself if you need to.
Right.
But we've got this.
Yeah.
So I'll be curious is if they survive this or if they don't, the stories that will come from the halftime and what actually went on will be really, really fascinating, win or lose. But hopefully they can rally here. And
by the way, if I'm Steve Kerr, here's what I'm doing: LeBron, Steph.
I would
Durant.
hand LeBron the whistle and say, "You're the coach. Whatever you want to do in the second half is what we're going to."
But I'm playing LeBron, Steph,
KD,
Durant, and
not Embiid.
Right. So,
Anthony Davis has done nothing. I haven't seen him on the court very much. But he's only he has yet to take a shot. He's got 2 points because he went to the line. But just 2 points, 1 rebound for Anthony Davis. So maybe more of a role for him in the second half.
We've gone to the half, and at the half it is Serbia by 11. And again, the U.S. going to race 11 pretty quick, but not with Serbia making everything.
Right.
So we'll see what winds up happening. Tomorrow's our final show before the Jags play a game, an exhibition game, no doubt, preseason game. It's certainly a game in uniform. We'll talk about guys that we'll really watch. I think tomorrow that'll be fun, a fun part of the show, Hays. Really get the specific details that we will watch. You'll also have a special guest that we're going to announce tomorrow. We'll have a special guest on Fridays on a regular basis. I think
you guys are going to love it.
I think people are going to love the special guest. We're going to start having every Friday. It'll start tomorrow, and we'll have it during the regular season. So we'll certainly announce that. That comes up tomorrow too. So we're looking forward to announcing our special guest we'll have on a regular basis. We're looking forward to that. But I will tell you as we move forward and get closer to it, I could do a list of who I want to watch and who I'm excited about. And that list is as long as it's ever been. I'm as juiced for this season as I've been in a long time. Now, we're always like this in August. But there's just something about there haven't been a lot of times when we get set to start the preseason and then the regular season, there haven't been a lot of times where I could tell you I think the Jags could have a 12 or 13 win season. Now, they could also have a 7 or 8 win season. But I believe there's enough there that they could have a really special season. I have not sat behind this mic, whether it's the now 11 years I've been doing games or the many, many years I didn't. I have not sat behind this mic before we started the first preseason game and felt this way very often. I really haven't. Last year I did.
They really have done a great job of building a roster that, as you look at it position by position, there's not a single one where you're like, uh-oh, they need a lot of things to go right here. Every team needs to stay healthy. So you throw that out. Every team needs to stay healthy. But as you look at the Jaguars roster, I mean, 1 through their first 25 guys, there is not a lot of guys on there. Well, there's none on their first 25 that you'd be like, that's a problem. And they've seen some players even emerge that are going to be role players. So you're seeing some depth get created, and the stars have played really well. I mean, there isn't a star right now that I'd say is having a poor training camp. Trevor got off to a slow start, but then the pads went on, and he's been very good since, as has the offense. And the defense has been pretty much fantastic start to finish. So in looking at it, they look like a balanced team, a team that can hurt you through the air with the run. And defensively, they look like they've got really good talent at every level of that defense.
It's really going to be fun to watch. You got to stay healthy, and there have been some nicks and bruises. I would say, for the most part, other than Dewey, who I think is a big, big part of that defense and big part of that secondary, I would say most of the guys they have lost are young guys. I say have lost are young guys who aren't going to play very much, other than Eric Armstead. I think you want to see what you got in Keelan Robinson. You want to see what you've got in Jordan Jefferson. You want Ventrell Miller, even with that club on his hand, to play and to see what you've got in him. But so that's an important part of it. And look, Pete said it too. I can't wait to watch the new defense to see how the scheme looks, to see how they perform in the new defense. So that's going to be a lot of fun to watch. So we're certainly looking forward to that. Do want to remind you, by the way, no Baloo or Hacker now. They're coming up later on. When we get out of here, it's the Jaguars Happy Hour, JP Shadrick and Company, Jeff Lagerman, and the Doug Peterson Show. Doug will be there as well. So you're going to hear from the coach. You're going to hear from the players. It's going to be an awful lot of fun. It comes up in just a bit. That'll do it for this program. We'll be watching the U.S. Olympic team, see if they can get it going here. Right now, they're down 11.5. We're out of here. Jaguars Happy Hour and the Doug Peterson Show are next. For Hays and JJ, I'm Frank Frangie. So long.